Do we make it? 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 It looks like we do. Do we make it? Do we make it? I guess we fucking do. Do we make it? Do we make it? Oh, do we make it? Alright. So I suppose the first thing I should ask people is, before I get into the two things that are up in front of your screen, should I get into actual Jake's commentary on my Captain Cosmos Cosmic Brownie? Because I don't know if I've ever done it. Or should I just do something current? Screw it, I don't care. We're doing this first. So this is Jake's criticism of the Captain Cosmos Cosmic Brownie.
Dude, the one Dave fan that hangs out in here, so weird. Captain Cosmos Cosmic Brownie, a Coors Light, beautiful.
I got more than one bitchy boy.
Beautiful. Hopefully this doesn't suck. We like a brownie. It's got to be the corner pieces are the best part. A little crackly on top, gooey in the center, should hold together, shouldn't crumble. Good chocolate, should be good. These aren't super hard to make.
Hey kids, didn't you enjoy that great adventure with
Oil
Captain
egg.
Cosmos today? Well,
I don't know
how
who
about
that
you
is.
learn how to make his favorite thing in the world?
Hello, Syndrome.
Captain Cosmos Cosmic Brownie.
No idea.
Before we get started, make sure you run and go get your mommy to help you. First thing you want to do is add a half a cup of egg whites
Some eggs.
to a mixing bowl, and then whisk them for about a minute, minute and a half. Okie dokie. Once you've done that, you want to add a cup and a quarter of white sugar.
That's interesting. Right into the oil? I guess I figured the egg would be and the sugar would be mixed together right there.
No, you want to mix the egg whites together because you want them a little frothy. That's why, jackass, that's why my brownies were nice, light, and wonderful, and your brownies were a pile of shit.
Yeah, I don't know what the egg stuff was for. Like, you just wanted to mix up the egg whites? He didn't make stiff peaks or soft ones.
I only wanted them a little frothy. You know, there's more stages to eggs than peaks, bitch.
And then I guess I assumed after he did the egg stuff, it's like, okay, well, maybe that's just to put the sugar into and make mixed. I'm wondering why the egg whites and not the yolk for this.
Because I'm trying to make wonderful brownies. Again, Jake, your skill level is showing. There's a reason I didn't have the yolks. There's a reason they weren't mixed. And there's a reason they weren't stiff peaked. Again, Jake, you're supposed to be my superior in this scenario. And you're failing miserably.
I've never made an egg white brownie before. Maybe it's coming later though. Maybe there's a thing happening. I'm afraid he's trying to do him around.
By the way, thank you, Syndrome, for defending me in these comments. But Jake, you should know that. You should know this! And you think you can beat me. And this is why you're going to be crying and alone when your fucking girlfriend finally dumps your sorry ass for a Tyrone of the night. Because you let the dumb bitch get away with whatever she wanted. Yeah, it's perfectly fine for men to have boundaries. Open relationships don't work. Okay, maybe open on the man's part. But if the woman can fuck another dude, then no, it doesn't work.
Ring for a brownie?
But even if it's open exclusively on the man's part, I'd say it has a higher chance. But jealousy still has a way of rearing its ugly fucking head.
Is that a thing? I'm not a big baker. Brownie meringue? I guess you could. Wouldn't that be like a souffle sort of experience, though? Anyway.
Third of a cup of vegetable oil.
Yeah, I don't think this is
canola oil.
I don't think this is the proper technique here.
Whatever your mom has on hand.
Uh-huh. I think immediately what I'm expecting is like really dense, really dense brownie.
Gee, that didn't happen. Teaspoon of vanilla extract.
I know that Ethereal Saga. That's why I'm wondering. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why the meringue would be here for a. I've never made a meringue.
Because it's not a fucking meringue, jackass.
Meringue for brownies before. I don't make a lot of brownies. Guess. I mean, there's a meringue brownie could exist,
then
but he didn't do that.
End up whipping that.
The oil in there seems so
the
weird.
Is creamy.
Creamy oil mixture.
As you can see, that's what we're looking for right here.
Is it?
Want to whisk
Okay.
that? Yes.
Yes!
Nice and creamy.
All right. I don't know why. I don't know what that does.
You want to add 1/2 cup of cocoa, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and just a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Then, to top it off, 3/4 of a cup of flour.
Uh-huh.
Then, on your mixer, made by Robco, one of the proud sponsors of Captain Cosmos, you want to attach the paddle attachment to your mixer and mix this till everything...
Yeah, it's not a meringue. Yeah, it's definitely not a meringue. So I don't know what it is. Maybe he just wanted to mix them together. I don't know. But he didn't want the yolk, which is
it's called a
odd.
custard. It's called a custard, jackass. 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 That's a custard. Jackass. That's a custard. If I'd have just added the vinegar and the oil and the milk, well, actually, are the egg whites and a little bit of milk would have been mayonnaise. Jackass, do you know egg whites are a thing? Again, Jake, you're supposed to be my better in cooking. This is a pretty basic brownie recipe. And you don't know what the fuck to do. You better thank your lucky dick I'm doing this on Dave's cooking show where I get far less viewership. You better kiss whatever dick is fucking Sarah that I'm doing this on this show.
some sort of meringue bastardization because he's heard it's important. Is it? Are meringues important to brownie
Is
creation?
all well and good, and you got a nice thick batter.
Oh,
I
boy,
didn't
too
make
fast,
a
too
fucking.
fast, too
Oh
fast,
my
relax.
god! I did not make a fucking meringue. The closest thing I made was a custard.
Yeah. You gotta let that
All
come
right,
together
we
first.
poured our batter into a
Okay. All right. This is greased, you
8x8
said?
baking dish.
Okay.
I hope
Okay.
you guys have a
Last
great
firstborn, you
day.
want Ivana be spanked?
I made sure to use
Not in brownies, but I would bet money he read it's important in other recipes and was like, I have
again. Jake is supposed to be my superior, and he doesn't know shit. Whatever.
to
Fine.
do that
Fuck
for this
it.
one. I guess I've never seen this. I'm trying to think of how to even make brownies. You just mix a batter together.
Yeah, but Brett King doesn't have
You
a
don't wanna
friggin' audience, and for some reason Jake does. I mean, I don't know if Twitch is Jake's job. I really hope it's not. But if it is, I salute. God bless. But, you constantly criticize my cooking videos. Jake, buddy. Where's your brownie recipe?
Let it hydrate and sit for a while, in my opinion.
Use the Super Duper Mart brand non-adhesive cooking spray. And then we're going to bake this in a 350
Super recommend parchment here.
degree oven
Maybe
for
it'll come out of
20
the
to
glass.
25 minutes. Ask your... That's why I sprayed it with the cooking spray. Your mom about the knife test to make sure the brownies are done.
Do they look good?
If you don't know what the knife test is,
I've never-
it's put a knife in the middle. If it comes out clear, the brownies are done.
Okay.
So, pop that in 20 to
like your noble
25 minutes. 350 degrees.
Off-brand Top Gun music. I mean, yeah, it looks sort of dense. I don't know if it's like fudgy. Maybe? I don't know. You have to like cut into it.
No, it's nice, light, and fluffy.
Does the crackly top of a brownie have to do with the egg and sugar, but not in the meringue way? I knew the answer to this. It is sugar. It is. You have to let the sugar hydrate and really, really break down. There's something about letting it sit around for a while that will help create the top on that. Anyway, I don't quite remember. I watched a whole video on it a little bit ago. I don't really remember what it was.
I mean, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. All right.
This is where you just admitted. I mean, it looks like cake.
And we cooled them. That's another important step, kids.
Agreed.
Always cool your brownies. They'll take about an hour to cool down. Then you want to cut them up into squares. And we're getting just about ready for the Captain Cosmos brownie. You want to take
I'm opposed.
Scoop
I'm
of
opposed.
mint chocolate chip ice cream.
I'm opposed.
Jake, you just admitted defeat to me. And then to that, you want to add
I'm for
some
it.
crushed Oreo.
I'm in. I love Oreos. Oreos are good.
And then you want
I'm
to add
out.
some
This looks
sprinkles
stupid.
to the top of this.
No.
Don't they look great, kids?
They look like shit.
Just like what comes out of Captain Cosmos' gun.
What? I don't know who that is.
And
Play
last but not
Fallout.
least, some caramel topping. You can pick this up again at your local Super Duper Mart.
All right.
And that
Look, I could be biased. Does this look good? I'm seeing some no's. Stop, dude. Too much. Caramel and mint. Not a fan. Not a fan of the sprinkles. No. Yeah, okay. Maybe. Too much. No.
Yeah, the day I take the opinion of an audience that takes the side of some guy that lets his wife fuck other dudes, Yeah, I'll have a pine cone shoved up my ass. Yeah, God forbid you demand your girl to be faithful to you. You cock. Well, night test, toothpick test. I mean, it's all the same thing at the end of the day, but I don't know. I've always gone knife test. This is my sample size is a little bit bigger. But, alright. I think it's about where he stops covering me. Yeah, of course he does. Yeah, well, just enjoy the dick breath on your fiance's mouth, Jake. Hope you enjoy that. All right, Gnome Pickles. How am I a weak man? Go for it. How? Like, seriously. Go for it. How? How? Alright, here's smothered pork chops. But apparently better than grandma. Alright, let me go. Let's go!
Guys, welcome back. I know summer's on the way and we're supposed to be working on our beach body, but I'm in the mood for comfort food, and today I'm gonna show you how to make these smothered pork chops. Meet me in the...
No, come on, Gnome Pickles. You said I'm a weak man. How? How? Reasons. Evidence. Or apologize and move on like a bitch. Come on, Gnome Pickles. You claim this is my drunken babble time again. It should be pretty easy to beat me. Where the fuck are ya? Like what? Name one. Name three. Come on, Gnome Pickles. You stated numerous reasons why I'm a weak man. Reason 1, 2, 3. Reason 1. That would be a good start. Reason 1. Reason 1, Gnome Pickles. Reason 1. This is where your side really fucks up because they have no ability to debate. They have no real ability to actually stand against anything. Barely functional alcoholic, okay. Well, I hold on a full-time job, run my own household, run 2 or 3 side hustles, and do YouTube, and do Twitch, and do several other things. Alright, boom, gone. 2. No, I have literally read off your feed in my chat. 2. I've already fucked your number 1, so number 2. No original thoughts. That statement is meaningless. Original thoughts of what? Boom, come on, number 2. Come on, give me something. Number 2. You rage quit instead of actually talking to people. Well, yeah, when I kind of get into an annoying circle of somebody using circular logic, yeah, I tend to rage quit. Or I just get tired. Because again, all the debates I've had in the last, I'd say, 5 years have not been scheduled debates. They've just been impromptu. Which is at my whim to continue. Don't know how to cook. Okay, again, I'll just say where are your cooking videos, then we can talk. You make sweeping statements and don't back them up. Name me the sweeping statement I have made, and I will happily back it up. What sweeping statements? I mean, as fast as you can type these fucking things, I can counter them. And honestly, Gnome Pickles, you better start providing some receipts. Because I've countered every damn thing you coughed up. Now, initially, you know what? I'm gonna leave the Jake shit out of it because that's down to opinion. But I'm gonna ask you to argue how am I a weak man? And you've never really positioned any argument in any live stream I've been a part of for me to argue. I mean, I'm really reading through your screen. You have not provided a fucking counter argument. Sonome Pickles, either give me an argument over where I'm wrong. Give me an argument of where I'm wrong about something. And you know what? Fuck it. Give me an area where I'm wrong about something about cooking with Jake. Considering that, you know, you love to suck his fucking culinary dick. Do it. And the time now is 7:21. I'm going to give you to 7:25, and if you do not give me a counter argument over that or anything else, I'm banning your ass. You have 4 minutes left. I'm not drunkenly screaming. I'm not drunkenly whining now. I'm calmly pointing you out that you have no fucking argument. Everything I say about gender, everything I say about this. What? What specifically? Make a counter argument. Got 4 minutes left. Make any sort of counter argument. I don't think trans people exist. I absolutely think trans people exist. I just think they're being ridiculous. Come on, Gnome Pickles. You're running out of time. You got 2 minutes left. I didn't ask for an argument. I asked for you to make a definitive argument, a definitive statement. You're not doing that. Because you don't have an argument. Because you believe in nothing. Come on. You're running out of time, dude. Give me an argument. Give me a stance. Give me a something. Anything. Because you're getting dangerously close to being banned. I have read every single thing you have written. Do you want me to read it? Do you want me to read your last several posts? All right. You're only a man chronologically. I've made my point. Look, all the Dave is doing is drunkenly screaming and whining now. Gestures all of your life. There you go, Dave. There is the failure. You don't think trans people exist. You think Sigma male, think Sigma and Alpha males exist. Which one, all three do. Okay, why? He said this at Brian Hicks. No, but clearly Dave is. I believe you're a drunken sot who is screaming at random and not reading anything I have written. I have read everything you have written. Now, Pickles, you have 30 seconds to make an argument against me. And if you do not do so, I am banning your ass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Tell you what. Fuck it. No, you don't get that. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and your last bloody chance, 30. Okay, tell you what. You know what, Iron Gullet? Make an argument against me. A single coherent one. I'll give you the same customary 5 minutes. 7:26 now. You got 5 minutes. Otherwise, I'll ban your ass too. Come on, Iron Gullet. You hate me so fucking much. Oh, you're just gonna run away. I should ban your ass. I really should. I did, Iron Gullet. Now. And a clock, an amazing thing. It really, really is. Iron Gullet. Now, Iron Gullet, you got 5 minutes. So this is how I have control in my life. You know what? You know what? Tell you what. I'll reset the clock. No. This is how I have control in my hobby. It's not how I have control in my life, but it is somewhat similar. Now, Iron Gullet, unless you want to be removed, I guess answer Gnome Pickle's questions. Because you've been another one. I'll tell you what. All you gotta do is just simply say I'm a better cook than Jake. That would suffice as an apology. Or enjoy your last 4 minutes on this channel. Iron Gullet, I don't ignore what people say. You just want to ignore what I say. And I'm done with it. Again, I have easily beaten Jake several times. But whatever. Or enjoy your last, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Because I'm done with this whole thing of, oh, I believe in absolute. I'm done with this shit. Maybe I'll release it one day. Maybe I won't. But again, it's kind of like, why the fuck should I have you here if all you're going to do is just insult me? And no, it doesn't hurt my feelings. It really doesn't, but it's just kind of like, why? I have read your messages. Okay. I already did. Let's see. Let's see. You popped up. Your first message was, ooh, big tough Dave. Your next message was, so this is how you control your life. Pretty sad. when I was basically threatening to kick Gnome Pickles out of everything. By the way, you have less than a minute. Then you said to read the chat, you're drunk. You're just ignoring what I'm saying. You're just going to ignore what I said. What questions? Read my message. You're ignoring the trans ones, whatever the fuck that means. And I don't have any other messages. So, please explain to me because you're a constant pain in my ass why I should keep you around. Because I'm done, at least on this channel, of all the stupid bullshit. Come on, Aaron Gullet. I didn't get the other messages, so I don't know if you send them. I don't know what the hell happened to them. I don't care. Come on, I mean, either defend Gnome Pickles or defend why I don't know, I guess why trans women produce milk or something. What are the other messages? I know. But before I put the sword to his head, I'll give him a chance. Iron Gullet, you're really trying my patience. I'm tired of all these actual Jake jackasses on my channel. Considering, again, I produce how many cooking videos in the time? And he in the time since his last shitty Buffalo one. Come on, Iron Gullet. I'm giving you a chance when I'm really running out of patience. You know what? Fuck it. I'll turn the live chat on where it's not. All right. I'm saying you deny trans people are valid. No, I have never denied trans people are valid. I'm saying trans people are getting fucking annoying because they want everyone else to deal with their delusions. I believe in trans people, but I also believe they have to deal with reality. AKA, you're not a real fucking woman. Do trans women produce milk? No, they don't. Now, I've got all this stupid bullshit. Do I ban him? Not today. Oh, really? And what do we deserve, Iron Gullet? What do me and the preachers of common fucking sense deserve? You know, the one... Again, Iron Gullet, I'm assuming you're a man. If a woman you're getting amorous with has a dick, are you sucking dick? The answer is no. You're on my side whether you like it or not, bitch boy.
Kitchen.
All right, well, speaking on behalf of me and every other straight male, I haven't and I won't. I see a penis, that's not a woman. That's a dude. Problems? And no, girls do not have penises.
Let's make it happen. First things first, let's take a look at these ingredients, and obviously the star of the show are these bone-in center cut pork chops. Doesn't get much better than that. You want them to be about a ½ inch thick or so. That's kind of how I like mine. If you want to get the thick ones, that's totally up to you. We're gonna hit them with a very...
No, they can't, boy.
simple seasoning, guys, because I'm using my all-purpose seasoned flour today, so we don't want to add any salt to the mix. So I'm going with some Italian seasoning, a little extra garlic, and we're gonna spice things up a little bit with some cayenne pepper. So again, guys, plenty of seasoning in my seasoned flour, so we're not gonna go crazy with the salt. Keep that in mind. If you're using your own seasoned flour, then obviously you can adjust the seasoning to your preference. But today I'm using a little dried Italian seasoning, some additional garlic, because garlic is great on pork chops, great on everything if you ask me. We're gonna add a little bit of heat to the situation with some cayenne pepper. No need to get too crazy, just a little dusting. Make sure you get that in there. I'm gonna flip it over, do the same to the other side.
What do you want? They're from the South.
Then we're gonna add it to some buttermilk and a little bit of hot sauce.
And this episode is sponsored by Stamps.com. I gotta be honest, guys, I couldn't do this without my team, especially those that are working in the warehouse, helping me ship out all of these.
For at least an hour. You can go up to 2, maybe even 4 hours if you want to. Get them real nice and tender. Again, guys, we're not adding a lot of salt to this because my seasoned flour is seasoned to perfection. If you want to try it, there's a link for you down in the description box below. Or you can season your flour however you like. I like to use a little chicken bouillon. I like to use salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, things of that nature. Maybe a little cayenne. Obviously my AP is in my seasoned flour, but you can use whatever seasoning you like on your pork chops, guys. Now we're gonna let that soak for at least an hour, 1 to 4 hours. Put that in the fridge, and we'll be back to fry it. All right, guys, so there's a couple things that are perfect for smothered pork chops when it
How much you want to bet Iron Gullet is just Jake himself?
comes to side dishes. You can use rice, white rice, yellow rice, or mashed potatoes. I'm a mashed potato guy. I feel like it sops up the gravy perfectly, and that's what we're going with today. Here I have 2 russet potatoes that we've already gone ahead and peeled, cleaned, chopped up. We're gonna go ahead and boil those in some salt water. Then we're gonna make our cream mixture on the side, which is comprised of heavy cream, butter, some Parmesan, some garlic. We're gonna add some thyme to the party for some aromatics and additional flavor. And then we're gonna add that to our mashed potatoes. Now, when it comes to mashed potatoes, the most common mistake that I see is people adding cold milk and cold butter to mashed potatoes. Cold butter is not as big of a deal, but you don't want to add any cold liquid because it kind of ruins the consistency. So I like to warm mine up in the skillet like we're doing right here. I have about 2 or 3 tablespoons of butter. The more the better. To that, we're gonna add about a tablespoon of garlic. You can use fresh garlic or minced garlic, whatever you got laying around. I like to.
Oh, jeez, I'd love to see Jake fucking take a look at this video. He'd probably have a fucking aneurysm. I have to pee. I'll be right back. Yeah, that's stupid.
Use this garlic paste just because it's easy. We're gonna add the thyme to that as well.
Fucking Ireland's revenge on the goddamn, on goddamn America.
That's gonna allow, you know, we really would just want to infuse the flavor of the thyme. We don't want the thyme to actually be in there in terms of like the sprigs of thyme. We're gonna fetch those out.
I'm pretty sure she is, but remember, she can only handle a couple of hours of excitement a day, and then she's got to get down for 18 hours of beauty rest.
Just want to infuse that herb flavor into the mashed potatoes. So once the butter begins to melt,
because we got done in 10 minutes, what they couldn't get done in 700 years, throw the British out.
and the thyme is in there, we're going in with about 1.5 cups of heavy cream. You can use 1 cup of heavy cream and 1 cup of milk if you want to. Half and half works. Really, it's a marginal difference between, you know, whole milk all the way up to heavy cream. Whatever you typically use or whatever you have in the fridge will get the job done. But if you want it to be super creamy mashed potatoes, I suggest heavy cream. Now the next ingredient that I think takes mashed potatoes over the top is sour cream. Sour cream just pairs so nicely with potatoes. We're going in with about 1/4 cup of sour cream.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I love sour cream in my mashed potatoes too, but I add that fucking shit after the damn potatoes are cooked. I don't add it now. It's just gonna be a broken down pile of shit by the time it's added. You're not gonna get that sour creamy taste.
We're gonna get in there with our whisk and just mix until all of that is combined. Now at this point, you can add whatever you want. If you want them to be cheesy, you can begin to add some cheese. You can add different flavors here. Chicken bouillon powder, kind of jazz it up a little bit if you have that laying around. Or just a little all-purpose seasoning, or, you know, keep it simple with salt and pepper. Really can't go.
Again, sour cream I would add in after the potatoes are done cooking. We're just about ready to mash them. Then I would add it. Because again, you're going to lose the flavor. Sour cream, believe it or not, as strong as it is in its like raw form, is pretty fucking delicate once you add heat to the son of a bitch.
Go wrong. Today we're going to use a little Parmesan though. So after a few minutes, you can see it's already starting to thicken up nicely. We're going to go in with about 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Mix that in. You basically have a cheese sauce right here.
It took the Irish 700 years to get the English out. It took us 17 minutes. Okay, 4 years, but by comparison, about 17 minutes.
Here. Very simple. It's gonna elevate your mashed potatoes. You know, you guys know I like to use boursin garlic and herb cheese, so if you have that in the fridge, throw that in here too. But I know I use that a lot on the channel, so I'm trying to cut you guys a little break. I know that stuff can be kind of expensive. So right here you have a fantastic sauce to go right over top of your fork tender potatoes.
All right, Syndrome. Good day at your job or good night at your job, whichever. And hopefully you have a good shift. Good shift.
Get a little spoon shot to show you the consistency. Just beautiful.
Oh yeah, I make pork chops. I've done a few pork chop recipes. I should do more.
Beautiful. At this point, you want to taste for seasoning, so that's what we'll do real quick. That's good. You'd be surprised at how much you can taste the thyme in this recipe. So
My biggest thing would be how much can I taste the sour cream? I mean, unless the sour cream is just some sort of binding agent. Which, if true, fine. Whatever, I don't care. I wouldn't add the sour cream this early. Ah, fuck it, who cares?
I'm gonna use a little bit of salt and some black pepper. And that is all we need for our potatoes. All right, guys, so shameless plug. Obviously, I have my...
Because right now, all you're doing is... I don't know if you're making mashed potatoes or a broth for cream potato soup.
own seasoned flour that's on the market for sale. Feel free to use whatever your favorite seasoned flour is, or just season up some all-purpose flour at the house. Today we're gonna use mine though, and we don't need to add a whole lot to it because it's already seasoned to perfection. So don't go adding any additional salt to it once you get it at home if you do purchase mine, because you're gonna ruin it. But whatever you decide to use, guys, when you do add it, you wanna set some aside because we're gonna use the seasoned flour to make our gravy. So if you season your own flour, taste it, make sure that it tastes good, set that aside. That'll be what you use to season or flavor your gravy here in a little bit. So we got about 2 cups of seasoned flour in there. We're gonna bread our pork chops that have been marinating for about an hour. Should be nice and tender and full of flavor. Just get in there, make sure that there's no bald spots. Sorry, fellas. Just press down. We don't want a super thick breading on these, but you want it to be nice and evenly coated like so. All right, so we're basically gonna shallow fry these pork chops. 330, 340 degrees, just shy of 350. I don't want them to get too dark. Now the key here, guys, is to make sure that they don't stick to the bottom. We're gonna flip them a couple times to make sure they're cooking evenly, getting some nice color. Oh man, those look good. Some perfectly fried pork chops. You want to pull them just a minute or two before they're done because we'll let them finish in that gravy we're about to make. But that right there is a trio of beautiful pork chops. Now the old school method, or the way your grandma used to make it, is they'll typically use the oil that you fry the pork chops in to get things started. Me, I'm going to use butter because butter makes everything better. 2 or 3 tablespoons of butter to get the party started. If you really want to amplify the flavor, guys, you can use some of that oil. But this is the way I've been, getting used to doing it. Starting with some butter. Then we're gonna saute our onions. We got 1 yellow onion here that we sliced. We want to really caramelize that, let it cook down, get nice and tender, get some beautiful color on the onions. And then we'll add our seasoned flour that we preserved earlier.
So
All right, guys, so as you can see, the onions are starting to caramelize nicely, get some nice color. We'll let this roll for another minute or two. Now, as you can see, we haven't added a whole lot of seasoning to this, or any seasoning at all. That's because we're using the seasoned flour that's packed with seasoning. So we're gonna go light on that. But you can use a little salt and pepper here, a little AP, whatever seasoning you like. A little Tony's Creole seasoning will work here also. Really, whatever seasoning you like here, guys. But let the onions do their thing in that butter. And then we're going in with about 2 tablespoons of our seasoned flour. Same seasoned flour that we used for the pork chops. We're just gonna mix that in. Immediately you can see the color, you can see the seasoning, you can smell it too. Absolutely perfect. We're just gonna cook that off for a second, make sure the raw flour taste dissipates. And then we're gonna deglaze the skillet with some chicken broth. That'll thicken everything up. For the gravy, hit it with a little heavy cream, season to taste. And we'll get to smothering. We're gonna increase the heat to high, bring that to a boil. Quick reminder, guys, that all the specific measurements and ingredients for this recipe can be found in the description box below, so don't forget to check that out. So as you can see, we have a perfect gravy consistency going. Now my secret ingredient to this gravy is just a teaspoon of good quality soy sauce. It's gonna add some umami and it's gonna darken the gravy a little bit right before we go in with the heavy cream. Just adds a robust flavor. Doesn't really taste like Asian food or anything like that. Doesn't really taste.
alright. I think this is where I'm gonna call it quits. If I have anything left, I'll do another live stream. If not, anyway. Good night, everyone.